Hi everybody, it's Troy out here in the garden. I wanted to first say thank you to everybody who contributed to Ed's flower bed at his celebration of life service we did here in Florida. Look at those sunflowers, and we have some calla lilies and some volunteer tomatoes and squash. When I first planted the bed, it was just going to be a flower bed, but look at all those beauties. I can't believe it. So thank you to everybody who contributed to my dad's Mr. Ed's flower bed. I wanted to talk a little bit about protein. The most common question I get is, how do you get your protein as a vegan? And I want to say this clearly. Firstly, I'm not trying to convert anybody to being vegan. It's entirely your choice. Being vegan is not easy. It takes research and education. And most of us like convenience, and we listen to mass media marketing. So it takes a willingness to look at the habits that we may have developed and had our whole lives that we've never even investigated. One thing I learned from being a personal trainer for about 12 years is that change is really hard for us humans. We resist change. It has to be meaningful to us before we will make a change. Even an old habit that's not helping us, replacing it with a new one can be one of the most difficult parts of human behavior. And that's not weakness, that's just how our human brains work. That's part of being a human. But think about something you used to believe that you don't believe anymore, or something that you used to practice. We're all shaped by family, our culture, and convenience, advertising, and years of routine. And once you start laying those down and questioning, why am I doing these patterns that are not serving me, you get some of your own power back for decision and choice. For me, it's all about education. Once I learn something, I can't unlearn it. And it takes willpower to stop being just a consumer, which is what our corporations want. They want you to just believe their lies and buy whatever they tell you to buy. So when people ask me, where do vegans get their protein, which is the most common question, I don't really hear it as an attack. I hear it as a real question, because I get asked that question so many times. It deserves a real answer. People ask me all the time, where do you get your protein if you don't eat meat? Well, meat is marketing. Meat is not protein. Meat is marketing. And I get it from where God wanted us to get it, which is right straight out of nature. I believe God said you have dominion over the animals to take care of them, to help them, to let them live their natural lives, not to destroy their lives and to torture them. Beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, oats, nuts, especially pumpkin seeds, peanut butter, soybeans, chickpeas, seitan, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, even vegetables all contribute protein throughout the day. And I do eat all of those things I just listed. And here's the part that most people often miss out on. And that is, you don't usually just eat one food in isolation, right? You don't just eat a steak. You eat a steak with stuff. So a vegan plate has to have rice and beans and greens and seeds and avocados and tofu and tempeh. And that adds up to protein being built in the whole pattern of eating. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to do this or anybody has to become vegan. You do you. I just want to stay out of the hospital, and I don't want to be sick, and I don't want to complain about not feeling well while I shove fried meat protein into my mouth. So where do you get protein? It's a good question, and here's the real answer. From food, from plant food, from whole food, from simple food. And for many of us it works beautifully, and it's easier, and I have so much energy at 58 years old, I can't believe it. So much strength and power. How did I get through the hardest time in my life with my father and what I just did in Kansas, burying both my parents? because I've been a health freak for 30 years. I'm putting real food in my body that gives me energy. So yes, vegans get protein, we get it from plants, and sometimes we get it with peanut butter on toast, like civilized forest creatures. I do like convenient food. I do like comfort food. There's nothing wrong with it. So I hope this helps a little bit. Remember, it's all education. Do the research. It's not easy. It takes work, but you can do it and you'll have a healthier, happier body.